Archangel Michael says, a heavy cloud is silently sitting over their mind, and they have no way of escaping the storm they once thought they controlled. The world sees them smiling, laughing, living, but inside, they are crumbling piece by piece, haunted by memories they tried to bury. They are facing the same mental torture and emotional collapse they once caused you. Every moment they try to suppress their emotions, a new wave of regret and fear crashes over their heart. They are learning the hard way that no act of betrayal can go unanswered forever. The echoes of what they did to you are growing louder in the empty halls of their mind. The people around them have no idea how badly they are suffering because they have mastered the art of pretending. But deep inside, their soul is gasping for breath, desperately seeking relief they cannot find. Life is forcing them to taste the bitterness of their own choices. Archangel Michael says, their nights are sleepless and their days are hollow, filled with endless cycles of guilt that no distraction can erase. They are being drawn back into the very pit they dug for you. Their conscience, once silent, is now screaming louder than any voice around them. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They thought they could move on without a scratch, but the universe has a way of delivering the exact medicine the soul needs to learn. Now they wake up with a heart heavier than ever, crushed by invisible hands they cannot fight. Their pride is being shattered day by day. The loneliness they feel is not the simple absence of people but the absence of peace they once had. They are being visited by the very pain they handed over to you without mercy. Every quiet moment is now a battlefield between their regrets and their pride. When they see a glimpse of happiness in others, it cuts into their spirit like 1,000 sharp knives. They are realizing that no material possession can heal the damage done to their spirit. Their mind is becoming a haunted house filled with the ghost of every wrong decision they made. They have begun questioning the path they chose, but it's too late to undo the scars they left behind. Archangel Michael says, their own heart has turned against them, teaching them a lesson that no advice, no warning, and no love could have prevented. Karma is serving its course without delay. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Archangel Michael says, the universe is balancing the scales in ways you cannot yet see but will soon understand. Every tear you shed was collected by the divine hand and poured back into their world multiplied. No one escapes the lessons of the heart. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Their health is showing signs of decline that no doctor can fully explain. It's the kind of sickness that doesn't begin in the body but roots itself deep within the soul. Their energy is draining faster than ever, and no amount of rest can restore it. People around them are beginning to notice the changes but don't dare to speak aloud. They are terrified of the moment when the mask finally falls. They cling to false hopes and temporary distractions, but nothing can fill the void growing inside. Every day feels heavier. Every night feels darker. They are being slowly suffocated by the memories of what they lost. What once seemed like a justified action now feels like a tragic mistake. Archangel Michael says, their spirit is breaking, and no human hand can stitch it back together. This is not punishment for the sake of cruelty but a sacred correction for a soul that went astray. They are being forced to walk through the fire they lit. Type Amen to get blessing 666. They thought they could silence their guilt with new people, new places, and new experiences. But no matter where they go, their heart follows them like a relentless shadow. No matter what they buy or who they cling to, the emptiness deepens. Their laughter has become hollow, their conversations forced. Even when they are surrounded by others, they feel alone in a crowd. Nothing satisfies them anymore because they have been severed from their own inner peace. They wonder why everything they touch now falls apart. They wonder why their plans fail and their relationships break down. What they fail to realize is that the universe will not let them move forward until they face the consequences of the hurt they caused. Archangel Michael says, divine justice does not move with anger, but with a purpose to awaken the heart that forgot how to love properly. The ones who wounded you are now being taught the depth of every wound they inflicted. The echoes of your pain are becoming the songs they cannot turn off. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They are realizing that the life they imagined without you was a shallow dream built on illusions. They are learning that hurting a pure heart comes with a price they are not strong enough to pay. No matter how many doors they try to open, they find themselves trapped in a cycle of silent suffering. Their mind replays the moments they mistreated you with a sharp clarity that pierces through every layer of their pride. It's no longer just a memory, it has become their living, breathing nightmare. Regret has wrapped itself around them like chains they cannot break. They thought the universe would forget, that time would wash away their wrongs. But time has only made the weight of guilt heavier on their spirit. Every step they take forward feels like walking through quicksand, pulling them back into their mistakes. Archangel Michael says, the spirit world never sleeps, and it has moved to restore your honor while teaching them the agony of realization. Justice is moving silently but powerfully, threading together every pain you felt into lessons they must now live. And no plea for mercy can bypass the learning they must complete. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They can no longer find joy in the things they once celebrated. Victories feel hollow, and achievements are nothing more than a fleeting distraction from their crumbling soul. Nothing tastes sweet anymore, everything feels dull and heavy. Their emotional breakdown is invisible to the outside world but violent inside their private hours. There are moments when tears escape their eyes without warning, shocking even themselves. Pride had sealed their emotions away once, but now those emotions break free like raging rivers. Every day, becoming a silent scream they can't release. They want to reach out, to apologize, to undo the past, but the wall they built is now their prison. They see no escape, and the hopelessness swallows them whole. Archangel Michael says, their cries are heard even when no one else sees them. The heavens have recorded everything, and the healing you prayed for is unfolding through their suffering. Their breakdown is the soil where your restoration is being planted. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The same way you felt abandoned and discarded is the same loneliness now caving in on their spirit. The betrayals they laughed about are now being served to them in ways they never saw coming. Every mocking smile they once wore is now replaced with trembles they cannot control. Their fake confidence has crumbled into paranoia. They suspect everyone around them because their own soul cannot trust anymore. The guilt makes them imagine enemies everywhere, even when none exist. The emotional agony they projected onto you is now their daily companion. They cannot outrun it. They cannot silence it. Archangel Michael says, "You are being vindicated in ways that human eyes may not yet see but that will manifest in divine timing. You are being lifted even as they sink into the hole they dug with their own hands. Keep your heart steady, for a magnificent reversal is underway." Type Amen to get blessing 1001. They are haunted by the possibility that you have moved on without them. They see glimpses of your glow from a distance and it pierces their heart like 1,000 swords. They realize too late that the love they rejected was the rarest blessing they could ever receive. While you were weeping and wondering why, they were laughing and boasting. Now the tables have turned silently, and the laugh they once enjoyed has become a memory that cuts deeper than a knife. No party, no gathering can drown out the loneliness swallowing them. The pain they caused you is looping back around into every area of their life. Their finances, their health, their relationships, all are beginning to reflect the chaos they planted. And no matter how they try to deny it, the truth is glaring at them with a burning force. Archangel Michael says, "Stay silent and stay strong. Let heaven finish what it has started. You are being shielded while they are being corrected." Type Amen to get blessing 2222. At first, they resisted the guilt, refusing to believe they had done anything wrong. But now, the truth screams at them even when they try to drown it out. No excuse, no lie, no self-justification can erase the crushing knowledge of what they have lost. They find themselves replaying your conversations, searching for the exact moment they took a wrong turn. But no matter how many times they analyze it, the outcome remains the same: they were wrong, and they destroyed something pure. That realization is a hammer striking their heart again and again. In their dreams, they see visions of you, standing tall, radiant, and unreachable. They wake up with tears soaking their pillows, unable to explain to anyone why. Dreams were once their escape, now they have become prisons of regret. Archangel Michael says, "The tables have been divinely turned, and your spirit is rising even as theirs collapses. You are being hidden from their reach, protected by a light so powerful it blinds those who try to find you for selfish reasons." Type Amen to get blessing 3030. They once felt powerful, arrogant, untouchable. But now, they feel like fragile glass, breaking at the slightest touch of reality. Everything they built on dishonesty is collapsing faster than they can rebuild. Their mind is no longer a place of refuge but a battlefield where their wrongs are weaponized against them. No matter where they go, they cannot outrun the echoes of your voice, the memory of your kindness, the sting of your absence. They are being eaten alive by their own choices. Their heart longs for forgiveness, but their pride still wraps them in chains. It is a battle they are losing day by day. Every second spent ignoring their own conscience deepens the hole they are stuck in. Archangel Michael says, "You will be elevated far above the reach of their regret. What they lost will never be returned to them. They are learning now that grace, once rejected, is not easily found again. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. They watch you from a distance, hoping for a sign of weakness, a crack in your glow, but they see none. Your resilience is their torment. Your growth is their punishment. You have become the example of what they threw away. You have become the silent testament to the consequences of betrayal. Every smile you wear now is a dagger to the heart that once mocked your tears. As they crumble, you rise. As they mourn, you celebrate. As they regret, you flourish. Archangel Michael says, "What was meant to break you has built you into a force no one can undo." The days ahead are fee. Look crumble. Their mind cannot process how someone they thought they destroyed has now become untouchable. Every rumor they spread about you has returned to them like a boomerang, striking their own reputation. They are losing allies they once used against you. Those who once whispered behind your back are now whispering about them. The circle they trusted is breaking apart with betrayal, lies, and mistrust. Their own friends are turning cold, treating them the way they treated you. The same poison they fed you is now in their own cup, and it burns their tongue with every word they speak. They are walking through the very fire they set for your destruction. Archangel Michael says, "No evil goes unanswered, no pain goes unseen." The heavens are rebalancing the story in a way that brings you not just healing but a victory so public that it leaves your enemies speechless. This is your rising season. Type Amen to get blessing 6060. They lie awake at night, wondering how everything fell apart so quickly. They blame circumstances, they blame others, but deep down, they know. Their own choices, their own cruelty, their own selfishness led them to this downfall. The sleepless nights you endured have become their own torture. The anxiety that kept you trembling has now wrapped itself around their soul. Every breath feels heavier for them. They stare at the ceiling in darkness, praying for relief that does not come. They are learning that peace cannot be stolen from another without paying the cost. They are learning that what you sow into another's heart, you will surely reap in your own. Archangel Michael says, "Your tears were seeds, and now your harvest is beginning to bloom." Their cruelty was the shovel that dug their own downfall. You are being lifted on wings they cannot reach. Type Amen to get blessing 7171. Their emotions have turned against them, forming storms they cannot calm. Rage, regret, jealousy, sadness, they swirl inside like a hurricane with no exit. No advice, no therapy, no distraction has been strong enough to silence the inner collapse. They look for solace in places that offer only emptiness. They chase after temporary fixes that leave them feeling more broken. The world they once controlled now feels like a chaotic trap. Their smiles are thinner. Their words are weaker. Their spirit is cracked in places they once thought were invincible. Archangel Michael says, "Your elevation is not just a personal win but a public revelation." Those who celebrated your downfall are now forced to witness your rise. Divine tables are turning faster than the eyes can follow. Type Amen to get blessing 8080. They secretly stalk your life from the shadows, desperate to know if you even think about them. Every success of yours is a blow to their pride. Every celebration you have is a funeral for their ego. They tried to silence you by breaking you, but your silence now is more powerful than any words could be. They crave your attention, your reaction, anything, but you have outgrown their reach. They are now invisible to the one they tried to destroy. You have become the silent roar that they cannot escape. You live rent-free in the corners of their mind, haunting them with your strength. Their own tactics have backfired in a way so complete that they have no one left to blame. Archangel Michael says, "The hand of heaven has lifted you beyond their storms. You are protected under a covering they cannot penetrate. Your peace is your most powerful weapon now." Type Amen to get blessing 9090. They miss you more than they can admit, but it's a regret soaked in shame. Their mind replays every sweet moment they took for granted, every soft word they dismissed. They now realize the value of what they threw away, but the door they slammed shut cannot be reopened. They thought they could replace you easily, but no one compares to the light you carried. No matter how many faces they seek comfort in, none of them feel like home. You were the blessing they treated like a burden. Now, the burden is on their shoulders, heavy and unrelenting. The love they rejected has become the pain they now suffer. What was once abundant for them is now drought. Archangel Michael says, "Your love was a treasure hidden in plain sight, and they chose to abandon it. Now they search the earth for a replacement and find only echoes of your laughter in empty rooms. Heaven is giving you double for every tear you shed." Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Their emotional breakdown has begun to infect every area of their life. Their job, their friendships, their health, it is all starting to reflect the decay inside. Everything they touch now withers because the root of their heart is rotting. No matter how much they try to fake happiness, it slips through their fingers. No matter how much they spend, party, or pretend, nothing fills the void. Their soul cries out for redemption, but their pride keeps their mouth shut. Their secrets are eating them alive. The truth they tried to bury with lies is cracking through the surface. The same truth they hid from others is now screaming from the inside out. Archangel Michael says, "There is no escaping the divine hand of justice." Their fall was written the moment they chose cruelty over compassion. Their tears now water the ground you are destined to walk victoriously upon. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. They remember your kindness now, but it feels like a memory from another lifetime. They would trade anything to feel your forgiveness again, but the gates they closed are no longer theirs to open. They are outside the garden they once mocked. Every time they see someone smiling the way you used to smile at them, it guts their spirit a little deeper. They remember the way you loved without conditions, and they curse themselves for not protecting that blessing. They are drowning in oceans of regret without a lifeboat. Their soul understands now what their mind rejected then: you were irreplaceable. You were sent as a gift, and they treated you like a disposable option. Now their heart starves for the very love they once had in abundance. Archangel Michael says, "Your new life will be filled with people who recognize your worth instantly. No more begging to be seen, no more crying to be valued. You will be cherished the way you always deserved. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They thought walking away from you would lead them to something better, but all they found were barren fields and empty hands. No matter how many new beginnings they chase, the ending is always the same: loneliness. Their soul has become a house abandoned by love, and the echoes inside are deafening. Every smile they fake takes more energy than the last. Every attempt to look happy drains their spirit even further. The masks they wear are cracking under the weight of a sadness they cannot outrun. People around them start to sense something is wrong, but they dare not ask. They can see the heaviness in their eyes even if the mouth keeps lying. The body may be present, but the soul is far, far away, trapped in memories they cannot change. Archangel Michael says, the lessons written for them are being carved into their soul with precision. They are learning that divine connections, once broken, carry an everlasting emptiness. What they broke out of arrogance, they must now mourn out of brokenness. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. They watch your life bloom and it burns them from within. They wonder how you became even more radiant after they left. They don't realize that it was their absence that freed your light. Every step you take forward leaves them further behind in their own darkness. Your success is their constant reminder of the blessings they forfeited. Your joy is a living testament to the justice that cannot be denied. They envy your peace because it is something they cannot buy. They envy your glow because it cannot be faked. They envy your heart because they realize too late that it was pure beyond measure. Archangel Michael says, your glow is not just survival, it is divine proof of who you were all along. Every tear you cried watered the garden you are now flourishing in. You are a testimony of divine recompense. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. Their mind replays the day they turned away from you like a broken film stuck on the same painful scene. They thought they were walking towards something better, but every step has been a walk deeper into regret. They cannot erase the moment they chose pride over love. When they laugh now, it feels forced. When they try to celebrate, their heart reminds them of the love they abandoned. Every good moment is poisoned by the thought that you should have been there. Their emotional breakdown has gone beyond sadness into deep, aching regret. They no longer even recognize the version of themselves who let you go. Their reflection is a stranger haunted by choices they can never undo. Archangel Michael says, you were a gift meant to elevate them, but they chose to stay low. Now you are rising higher than they can see. Their fall is the echo of every time they made you feel small. Type Amen to get blessing 6666. They hoped that you would come chasing after them, begging for closure, pleading for attention. But you gave them the greatest punishment without even trying, you moved on. Your silence has become a sword that cuts through every wall they built around their pride. They check their phones hoping for your message but find only empty screens. They revisit old conversations hoping to feel connected but find only ghosts. The loneliness they wished on you now wraps itself around them tighter with each passing day. They have nobody left who understands them. They burned the bridges they needed most. Now they sit in the ruins they created with their own hands. Archangel Michael says, "Your silence is not emptiness, it is sacred power. You are being elevated far beyond their reach. Let your silence continue to speak louder than any apology ever could." Type Amen to get blessing 7777. Their health is reflecting their inner decay. Sleepless nights have turned into physical exhaustion. Emotional pain has become physical symptoms doctors cannot explain. They walk through their days like a ghost of who they used to be. Their laughter is a memory, their joy a distant dream. Every attempt to revive their spirit falls flat against the wall of guilt that imprisons them. Even their body is rejecting the choices they made. The stress has begun to manifest in ways they cannot ignore. No diet, no workout, no medicine can cure a soul that has rotted from within. Archangel Michael says, "The body carries the weight the soul cannot heal." The storms they sent your way have returned to their doorstep. Your restoration will be complete while their healing will only begin after humility. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. They thought time would numb the pain, but time has only sharpened it. Every anniversary, every birthday, every holiday reminds them of your absence. They realize now that your presence was the true gift, not the moments. Their heart feels heavier with every passing day. Their chest tightens with a sorrow they try to deny. Their smile fades faster every time they think of what they lost. No one comforts them the way you once did. No one believes in them the way you once did. No one loves them the way you once did. Archangel Michael says, "You were a once-in-a-lifetime soul they gambled and lost." The space you occupied in their life remains empty, no matter how they try to fill it. And now they must walk the long road of learning, step by painful step. Type Amen to get blessing 9999. They wonder if you still think about them, but they know they have no right to your thoughts. They wonder if you hate them, but they know they have no right to your emotions. They wonder if you have forgiven them, but they know forgiveness is not a bridge to restoration. Their heart sinks every time they realize how easily you have flourished without them. They wanted to be the reason you smiled, but they became the reason you cried. Now you are smiling again, and they are left drowning in the sea of their own mistakes. They wish for one more chance, but they know it would be mercy they don't deserve. They long for one more conversation, one more touch, one more moment, but some doors, once closed, are meant to stay shut. Archangel Michael says, "Your destiny was never tied to the people who could not love you properly. Their loss is your liberation. Their breakdown is your breakthrough." Type Amen to get blessing 1212.